going on, everybody? I hope you're all having a fantastic day. So today I'm just going to go and take a quick ranking of the 3 June buffs. So these are Ebony Maw, War Machine, and Ultron. So this is just going to be real quick, just going over who I think is the best. And I also want to point out that this is based on solely improvement. So not who is technically the best champion out of all of these, it's just who saw the greatest spike in value. So let's start the list off with easily coming in at last, and it's going to be Ebony Maw. So this is Ebony Maw's second buff. He was released in May of 2019. He got buffed shortly after, and he just got buffed again, and he's still just so below average. He's such an underwhelming champion, and it's so sad because he's so fun to play, and he could be so good if they just fix his base damage or give him like a fury effect or a certain amount like nullify, but he just has nothing. All he has is a fairly sized good degeneration on his special 2, but that would only put him as like a low demigod champion at the best. He's just so unenjoyable to play when you see the numbers, and even though it's really fun with the heavy attacks like power stealing, faltering the opponent, throwing a special 2 while they're faltering, and stacking degens, it just doesn't feel good solely because of those numbers that are just not doing enough damage as they should be. So Ebony Maw comes in at the last spot because he was already one of the worst mystics when he was before buffed. There we go. But before he was buffed, he was already one of the worst mystics, and he just hasn't seen that much of an improvement from the buff. So easily coming in at last. And now the next two are actually extremely hard to rank. I had a very tough time deciding between the two, and I eventually came to the conclusion that Ultron is the second best buff. So Ultron might just be the best champion out of all the ones buffed, but he didn't see as big an improvement as our #1 spot. So Ultron now has great bleed damage. He has great base damage once you enter that fury mode. After throwing the heavy attack, you get, or no, after throwing a special attack, sorry, my bad. After you throw the heavy attack, you get the big bleed, and then after you throw the special attack, you get your fury phase where you just do a lot of crits and you hit for a lot. So even my rank 1 6-star unleveled basically, except it's just at level 3. He's actually really fun to play, and I am thinking about taking him up to rank 2 if I get a rank up gem, but no matter what, he's going to be going up to max rank 1 6-star because he's just so fun. He's so enjoyable with his functions. He's a lot of utility with his armor up, so it makes him a great havoc counter. He has regen, so we can keep him topped up. The bleeds, like I said, are great. They have a lot of damage over time effects. He's actually pretty good for crit me with your best shot because once you enter that fury phase, he hits a lot of critical attacks. And then, yeah, his damage is just so much better. He is easily the best champion out of all of these three for short fights. Short, like, meaning 200 to about 5 or 700,000 health. So anything in act-based content, I'd say he is the king for now out of these three. He is so good, so easy to play once you learn him, so enjoyable to play as well. You just throw heavy, go special attack, and then you go crazy. So I love this Ultron buff, and it's just honestly taken him from a really underwhelming double immunity champion to a really utility-based, just powerhouse tech champion that might even crack the top 10 best techs. So that is my thoughts on Ultron, and I think he is the second best buff. And then that means coming in at #1 has to be War Machine. And I am so sad that I do not have a higher star level War Machine, or else he would be leveled up, ranked up, whatever it is, just immediately. His pre-fights are so useful. I posted some Hulkbuster gameplay of him just absolutely shredding content with the War Machine buff. And I've seen a lot of people commenting, oh, you should use this with A champion or B champion, like Warlock with his armor break duration increase, Guardian with that shock on the special 2 increase. There's so much stuff that he could do for the tech class that I don't even know how much I can get into just on this video alone. And he easily saw the greatest improvement. So compared to him and Ultron pre-buff, he was easily worse than Ultron because at least Ultron had some regeneration, some immunities. All this guy had was bleed off special 1, armor break off special 2, and like very, very weak furies if you got below a certain percentage point. but now he's just an absolute beast for long fights. He's definitely the best for out of these three. He's easily the best for the long fights. Like I've seen MSD do a few Abyss solos already with him, so that's really cool to see. But yeah, I just saw he took such a huge jump in terms of being a really trash champion, like probably on like Magneto or Old Hulkbuster tier. And while he's not as good as those reworks, it's still such a solid rework because he has the utility, he has the damage now. You just throw 2 special 3, refresh with heavy attacks, and you're hitting for like 26k mediums off a rank 3 6-star. Absolutely absurd. I really like this buff. It's like White Magneto done to a better extent because the White Magneto buff is good, but I feel like this War Machine is better in terms of the pre-fights as well as the actual champion himself. So those are my thoughts on the 3 buffed June champions. I do hope you enjoyed, and I will be trying to get some footage out tomorrow of the new Grandmaster Gauntlet, which is going to be the new like Abyss type style content. So I'm very excited for that, and I hope that I can put out some videos just on my completion or a few paths. Just I know it's going to be really hard, so I might not be able to, but I'm going to try my best. So thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.